computer. Did you hear that? Okay, it said recording in progress. Okay. All right, well, thanks everybody for coming. This is our informational meeting for Trunk or Treat 2022. So this year we get to welcome people back in person. Woo! All right. to the event. And the date of the event is Saturday, October 29th. And the time, the actual time of the event, what's being advertised is 4:30. I don't advertise a closing time. It generally is about 2.5 hours to 3 hours once we clean up. Okay. I don't advertise other than the beginning time, because at least pre-COVID, people kind of figured out the pattern of the event and would only come, they'd come in the middle and only come for the trunk or treating part and miss the show, including the gospel presentation, which to me is super important. And so I still I didn't advertise it back then, and I'm still not gonna, because I really do want people to come for the show. It's an incredible opportunity to see Tim Hannig for free. And I mean, he's a pretty popular guy. We're blessed to have him. He loves being at Crosswinds, and he's just a really good entertainer. And so I love the fact that he is a believer and can share the gospel. I have no issues with how he would present Jesus to the people who come. And it was interesting to me because last year at the drive-through, there were several families that commented to us on the way out. They were really hoping that we can get back to seeing the show. Oh, so yeah. So I know that I think that people are gonna really want to see Tim Hannig again, and I'm glad that he was able to come. So what I am saying in the and for those of you who don't know Tim Hannig, he's a magician / performer. He does kid-friendly school programs throughout actually he does them nationally. He travels all over the place to do them, but he's pretty well known in this area. And he's a really great guy. We've had him here, I think, almost every year for our trunk or treat event, because he customizes the show. He doesn't do the same show, or he hasn't done the same show for us twice. He may repeat a trick here and a trick there, but it's never the exact same show. And I appreciate that he does that for us, because you know, that's pretty impressive that he's kept track. I wouldn't remember what I did. This event happens rain or shine. So if it's raining, we will have the show, of course, in the sanctuary. And there goes my lights. And then the trunks will be in the parking lot, but if it rains, we can just move into the gym. So I was just checking. I don't know if I can see it still. I was checking the weather, and I was checking the monthly forecast. It doesn't have a month. It doesn't have it all the way out till that last week of October. What it has is the average, and the average on that day is 57 degrees. So let's hope for that. That'd be great. It'll be chilly, but it'll be, as long as it's dry, then we'll be okay. All right. If it's dry, we'll stay at our cars. Okay. So the last couple of years with the COVID system, of course, we had our trunks all the way around the church, right? But this year we'll go back to having our trunks on the south side. The COVID drive-through events, people entered on the south side, but we will go back to having people, our guests, parking on the north side of the church. So the south side parking lot will be blocked off. You won't be able to come in that entrance. You'll have to come in the north side, drive around to the south side, and then we'll make like a horseshoe along the fence line and up around to the carport. So if you are attending the show, if you want to come in and bring in your car, set up your trunk, and then attend the show, the seating for the show is going to be open at 4:15. Okay. If you don't care if you see the show or not, you just want to set up your trunk, then I'm going to ask that you be in the parking lot by 5 o'clock. Okay. I expect the show to be done somewhere around 5:30, but if you need time to set up or anything like that, you'll just be in the, and plus with the logistics of the parking lot, I have to block off behind the church at some point. Okay. Otherwise guests are going to pull around and start parking where I probably am. It's going to be too close to the trick-or-treating part. So I'm going to ask you to have your trunk in the lot, the south side, by 5 o'clock, so that we can block that off from people who may just be coming and thinking, oh, I'm just going to come for the second half of the fun. Okay. I've done some reading up on trunk or treat events, and I probably told you all before, I'm in this Facebook group of kids ministry leaders, and most of them say that there's been a lot of chatter about it this year. I think it's because everybody kind of did their, God bless you, did their their event, and then they did a COVID event, and now they're back to doing the event again, and just seeing what works, what doesn't work, and hearing what people have said. And the general consensus is that if you want to see people from your trunk or treat event come back to church, then the key to that happening is interaction, and interaction at the trunks. So if it's possible, I would like us this year to try and attempt a little bit more interaction at our trunks. Okay. With the drive-through and the pace it went, it was real easy to talk to people, right? But if you think about our events in the past, really it was just a line of kids coming through, and we maybe talked a little, hi, glad to see you, that kind of thing, but we didn't go much further than that. So we have a few things. I don't know. I'm not saying that every trunk has to be, if you can't do it, that's fine. Still bring a trunk, right? Still bring your trunk. But I'm going to try to add like a little game to ours. Nothing will stop the kids from getting their candy, right? We're going to still give the candy to everybody, but just to have a little bit more interaction, a little bit more time to maybe, if there's two of you at a trunk, that one of you can talk to the kids and one of you can talk to the parents, or you have a little bit more time while the kid is playing some type of a short game to talk to the parents or something like that. So what I'm thinking is something super simple. I have a ghost form cut out with a Velcro ball. I'm just going to have kids throw the ball and try to hit the ghost. That's it. And then they get their candy and move on to the next car. Or somebody had mentioned maybe like one of the cornhole bag things, just one where they just stand back, try to throw into the hole. And if they do, yay. And if they don't, yay anyway, and they still get their candy and they move on. All right. So nothing like super complicated. It doesn't have to be we don't want to hold the line up too much. So if you plan to do something interactive, I'm going to have you, I want you to tell me that. I want you to email that to me or text me if you come up with an idea, just because I will want to space it out in the parking lot. So it's okay if you don't, because if you don't, say I would put your car between two that do, because the line will get held up, a little bit at those activity stations or wherever there's a little game. But I'm just trying to figure out a way. This was the general consensus. So I thought, okay, let's try it and see what happens and see if we can have a little bit more conversation with the parents who are coming and bringing their kids and seeing if our children's ministry might be something they'd be interested in for their kids, something along those lines. Okay. There still is a sign up, still signing up on the crosswindchicago.life page, where you'll see the trunk or treat. They call them cards. It's like a little, space. You click on that and sign up. And the reason why it's so important to sign up there is because as the event gets closer, I'll be using that information to contact people with last minute details, especially when it comes to the weather and logistical stuff with parking and that kind of thing. So please make sure that you sign up through there. As far as treats go, it's going to be really hard again to tell how many, but we can only pack so many people into the sanctuary. So I'm going to probably say we'll go back to hitting that about 350 mark. And you decide for yourself what kind of candy or treats you want to give out. You decide how you package it. What I'm asking though is that everything be store-bought or pre-packaged, but not homemade goods. I think people are just too conscious of things that are out there right now. And we don't want to scare people away. It's not that I don't trust people to make stuff. I just think it scares people away with all of the scary stuff in the world. Let's see, you can, I usually try to have some kind of a treat for kids who have allergies, but that's not a requirement. You just decide for yourselves what kind of treats you want to share. And when you decorate your trunk, I always ask for people to make it kid friendly and on the light side, not the dark side of Halloween, right? We celebrate the light of Jesus. We're not going to celebrate the dark side. So just try to be kid friendly there. And when our guests are all gone, if our own church kids haven't gone through the line yet, I would ask that you stay in the parking lot until the Crosswinds family kids can go through, because some of them might help at their parents' trunks. Let's see here. I still do need some people to help in the auditorium with seating and just that kind of and parking lot help too, just making sure everybody gets parked well. And I will need a sound guy, and I haven't talked to Tom or Bill, but I will need somebody to do sound. Other than that, that's all that I could think of. What do you think? Do you have any questions?
I'm sorry. I had a technical issue. Can you repeat the last 30 seconds, please?
The last 30 seconds?
Yeah,
Yes.
that was me too.
What did I say? I said I still need help with parking lot help and inside help for.
I'll help inside.
You'll help inside, Terry? Okay.
Do you want greeters or do you just gonna recruit a few people to do that?
No, well, we do need some greeters, but it's more just helping people get into the sanctuary and getting them seated and having them move into the middle. I mean, I'll probably make that announcement on stage if I see that we have people standing around and can't find a seat. I'll have everybody kind of move in, but it helps to have somebody on each aisle, the two sides and the middle aisle, helping people move in and get their seats that way. And then in the parking lot, so I moved the time up, if you notice this the year a little bit. I actually wanted it earlier, but Tim was already booked at another show earlier. So the church that he's at first on that day moved their time up, and then we moved our time back a half an hour, and between those two adjustments, Tim could come to both. So praise God for cooperation in the body of Christ, right?
Oh, amen,
I don't know
yes.
what church it is, but I'm thankful that they were really willing to flex. So our show is at 4:30. And so I'm hoping it'll still be light out for some of at least the parking, because that's what's tricky in the dark, is getting everybody situated in the parking lot. And Stephen most likely will be in the parking lot helping with parking there. So yeah, if anybody wants to help in the parking lot, that would be great, but you would have to be here even earlier. Like, I mean, you can get in to decorate your trunk. Mary, my daughter Mary started a job, and I'm assuming that Saturday will be like every other. She has to be to work at 2:30, and I'm probably going to drop her at work and then come on over. So you can get into the parking lot whenever you want to come in to set up your trunk after, say, 2:45, 3:00, somewhere in there. But because we're going to open the doors at 4:15, we've got to have our trunk set up and be ready by 4:00-ish to have inside be ready to help seat people. Okay. And I don't know, the parking lot might start to fill up about 4:00 as well. So there might be a need for some help in the parking lot then too. All right. You can feel free to wear a costume. Okay. But if I have to choose between you wearing a costume and your trunk being decorated, I'll choose your trunk. All right. But feel free to dress up and have fun with it. It's all just part of the fun. Okay. I believe that's where 30 seconds ago would have picked up. I hope so.
And then some. Thank you.
All right.
If I may ask, do you have pictures of prior years, how trunks look, so I can get an idea of what to do, please?
I
I got pictures of my trunk
I was gonna say, I am terrible at taking pictures at the actual event.
because you're too busy.
I know, I'm running around doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So I don't know if I have pictures, but I'm sure other people do. Don,
You
so
can go
maybe
on
you can-
Pinterest too. Pinterest
that?
will have Pinterest.
Oh
will
yeah,
have a lot of
Pinterest will
options.
have a lot of ideas. Thanks, Siobhan. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Pinterest would have a lot, and you don't have to go all out. I mean, you don't have to you do as much as you want to do. I mean, I don't necessarily want to micromanage that. But have fun with it. And if, and share, I guess, talk with each other and share what your ideas are. I'm not sure what we're going to do with our trunk just yet, except I know I want to play some type of a little game for the kids, but I gotta still work on the trunk part. So
Okay.
now's the time. Pinterest does have a lot of good ideas.
Okay.
Yeah, I know Amy's car has been a Candyland game. It's always real cute.
And
That's-
I'm looking back right now to see, I took a bunch of pictures last year, so I'm seeing if I uploaded them to Facebook, if I can share them.
Okay, great.
looking.
I could show you pictures next week, Don. Missed you today.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely be there next week.
Okay.
I appreciate that, Terry. Thank you. Yeah, but I'm looking on Pinterest. That was a great help. I'm looking on Pinterest now.
Yeah.
Pinterest is a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful
Oh yeah,
thing.
oh yeah.
Jill, do you know offhand if I am personally signed up? Because I can't remember. I feel like I did.
Handy Tandy list. Yes, you are signed up.
Oh, okay, good. Because I was gonna re-sign up today. I didn't remember.
Jill, you got
really
me too,
was.
right?
I
Yep,
really
got you. Right
'Cause
now, we have 11 trunks, and ideally 20, at least 20 is good. And I know the last couple of years in the parking lot with the drive-through, we spaced everybody 2 parking spaces apart, like a car, 2 spaces, another car. We'll probably go to 1 space in between, just so that we have room for if somebody wants to put some type of a little activity thing. Okay.
Is there going, sorry.
That's okay.
Do you plan to have like in past years, you've had like a giveaway coupled with like some other kind of callback? Like callback to kids ministry and callback to church? Is that
Yeah.
the plan still this year?
So I've been still thinking about that, whether or not to do that. I did a giveaway just so that I could have people register and I would have contact information in order to keep them informed and that kind of thing. There wasn't really a lot of feedback from that. So I think, and then I usually
What do you
give
mean
out.
you would have
a
people
thank you.
register?
Well, like I would put together a card and have people fill in the card. And then I do a drawing for, I think one year I did little
Oh,
buntlets,
got you.
nothing bundt cakes, or I've done, that was pre-COVID. So my brain isn't remembering exactly what we did, but I did several of those.
Okay,
I will be handing out, I usually, even every year, we've handed out a flyer for the children's ministry, something about another upcoming event, an information packet about church, something for Lyft. I put a whole little thing together and then give that with the candy that we pass out at our trunk.
we still have like some of those like giveaway knapsack book bag type things from the Fun in the Sun event.
Okay.
So like if you want, we could put together, I don't know, like a giveaway bag. Like if you want to do another drawing, we could do some giveaway bags and, you could announce them after the show or something like that. I maybe a handful, maybe between 10 and 20. Sorry, I don't know how many exactly, but we have a few left. And so we could stuff them with, we could find something to stuff them with, I'm sure. But you know what I mean? If that's just something for somebody to walk away in an extra candy bag or some prizes.
I think one year we did a costume contest for the kids that come, because they always come dressed up.
Yes, they do.
So we could maybe even do something like that. All right, I'll get with you on that. Okay. Because I actually was looking through my VBS prize bin the other day, and I also have some string backpacks in there. So we might be able to put them together and come up with some prizes and stuff.
Yeah, okay, that sounds good.
Okay, so I'll get with you on that. Okay. Any other questions? You're gonna start to hear from me about every week. I try not to nag, but the month of October I nag. And I try to communicate well. So don't be surprised if you get several emails and maybe even text messages, especially when it comes to getting close to the 29th, that week of October. You'll hear a lot from me, just so that we're all ready. Okay. But one thing we can all do right now to start is, besides looking at our trunks and buying candy, and everybody's got candy everywhere. Target. I bought mine at Aldi. I already got my candy and I got it at Aldi, but I was in Target the other day and wow, they've got a huge thing. And Aldi's was actually kind of getting low. So even though it's just not even the middle of October yet, I think people are preparing for Halloween. The good thing about our event is that if you have leftover candy, you'll be able to give it away on Halloween.
Right.
There's
If we have
If
leftover
you
candy.
have leftover
if
candy.
you have leftover candy. Yes. Rick's coming in. Hey, Ricardo.
Hey, Rick.
Uh-oh, he's connecting still. He probably.
He's connecting.
Hi, Rick.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. I just wanted to join in because I'm thinking about volunteering, so I just want to hear the stuff that's going on.
Okay. All right. So, well, Rick, you've joined us right when we're about done.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Stay there, because what I'll tell you what I'm going to tell everybody else. Okay. So I did remember to press the record button, and so when the video is done, then I will post it. So if you need to go back and hear something over again, or you want to watch the whole thing, or somebody says to you, hey, how do I get involved? You all know that they could watch the Zoom meeting on, I believe it'll be on YouTube, on the Crossman's Church YouTube page. Okay.
Okay.
So you'll be able to watch it again and hear what everybody said. And if you have questions, just email me or text me or something. I don't know how to get you all that information, but I'll send it out. It'll be an email
right.
this week, okay? Rick, probably the biggest thing, I'm just marking down some names here just so that I know to add you to the list of people, okay?
Okay.
And I'll see you around.
Oh, yeah, bro.
You can run, but you can't hide. We know where to find you.
It's Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Right.
Okay, anybody else have any questions? All excited?
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited. I think I bought way too much candy. I just kept buying it. I don't know. I think maybe because of COVID, I always was afraid, and I'm always afraid to run out. I don't ever want to run out. So hopefully, I think we'll have a great year. Oh, what I was telling you is this, that the one thing that you can do starting right now is to be praying for the event, praying for Tim, praying for nice weather, praying for the gospel as Tim gives it, that it would be clear and people would respond.
Mhm.
And just praying for the seeds that are sown to bear fruit, right?
Okay.
Good
Right.
health, especially for Tim. He'll have 2 shows that day, so we want him to be really healthy, and all of us too, that we'll all be healthy, so that we have a good number of trunks. And if you're around church and you're talking to people, ask them if they're going to be able to help, if they're going to
Okay.
sign up for a trunk. Just because, right now we're at about 11 and we really need to get to about 20. That makes a nice event, or 20 or more even. Oh, the other thing I'm going to do too, every year we've had Gideons at the trunk or treat. They give out Bibles to the kids, and I'm going to contact them and see if they want to have a trunk again. They always have. So I think that'll be another great opportunity just to plant seeds in our community. Okay, any other questions? All right, well then, thanks for coming, and let me know if you think of anything that you need to find out about, okay?
Sounds
Okay.
good.
All right.
Good.
Thank
Have a
you.
great week, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody. Have a good week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
See you tomorrow,
Bye.
Jill.
What's that? Yeah, see you
See you
tomorrow.
tomorrow.